The day is finally here, and history will be made. Taking it to the next level, live from Dallas, Texas, USA. Cryptos Media proudly presents from the Lone Star State, this is FEIC 2019. Featuring Rob Skiba, Mark Sargent, Owen Benjamin, Bob Nodell, Jared Campanella, Robbie Davidson, Nathan Thompson, Zen Garcia, Shelley Lewis, Daryl Marble, Nate Wolf, Iru Landucci, Noel J. Hadley, David Weiss, Jared Cressman, Cami Nodell, Jason Lindgren, Dave Marsh, Nathan Reynolds, Ben, Taboo Conspiracy, Zach Zabala, Paul on the Plane, Matt Long, Chris Bailey, Michael Solomon, and your Master of Ceremonies, Rick Hummer.
All right, Dallas, here we go. Let's go. Woo!
Please give a warm welcome to the founder and organizer of FEIC, Robbie Davidson.
Check, check. 1, 2. Wow. Awesome. Number 4. Flat Earth International Conference number 4, the number 3 for the USA. We're in Dallas, Texas this year. It is so incredibly exciting. Thank you so much for everyone that has come out. The conferences would not be possible without your support and being here. We're going to keep this brief because I do want to bring on and get the show rolling. But I just wanted to say what an incredible journey this has been. The explosion of growth and just how everyone is coming to the knowledge of understanding what the true reality of our world is. And if you realize something very specific, this is not something where all of a sudden we were smarter or we were more wise. Something supernatural is truly taking place in the world. For something to touch all belief systems, all ages, it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, this is touching people like I've never seen. And quite honestly, as it is supernatural, this is only a means to an end. And I'm not sure if many people even recognize the fact that truly this year's theme is finding the Creator through creation. Do you realize that the flat earth truth is leading to the Creator? Everyone has the understanding that the Creator is behind this whole thing. And while it's fascinating to get into all the intricacies and everything to do with the creation, understand that someone created it. Isn't that much more fascinating? So I really wanted to push this year the idea that there is something behind everything that is being shown to the world. And many more people are about to wake up because the truth is the truth. The truth is on our side. You can't stop it. This is not going to be stopped because the truth sets people free. That's it. Absolutely, in a nutshell, exactly what's truly going on. And people can argue it and they can look at their PhDs and everything. And while people will come to these conferences, what I'm asking the media and everyone that's attending that is skeptical on this, please at least address what we believe. None of us believe that we're a flying pancake in space. I know that Dr. Danny Faulkner is in the audience, and he's been to all 3. This is number 3 for him. And yet in his book, Debunking Flat Earth, he puts a flying pancake in space. He says it's to be provocative, but quite honestly, it's disingenuous. Please at least report what we believe. None of us believe that we could fall over the edge. None of us believe that we're a flying pancake in space. Especially as biblical cosmologists, we definitely don't believe in that at all. But I would say that nobody, and I mean nobody that I've run into, FEIC is in no way affiliated with the Flat Earth Society, and I have yet to find someone from the Flat Earth Society that even attends one of these things. And why was it that someone, this tall, thin guy from Canada, created the first Flat Earth conference in the world, and yet the Flat Earth Society was around for 50 years, and they never had a meeting? They never did a conference? They have members all over the world, they say, and they joke, but it's like, you guys don't have a meeting? You don't do a conference? Something's going on. So it's time to shift the focus. I always say it's not about convincing people, it's about educating them. It's about telling people what we do believe, telling people that we're not affiliated with the Flat Earth Society, telling people that we don't believe we can fall over an edge. Again, it's not about the laughter. Some people take this emotionally sometimes when they have friends or loved ones laughing at them. I laughed at this. The initial reaction when you first hear about something like this is it seems preposterous. It seems crazy. But if you give it the time and you start looking into it, you'll be surprised on what you find. This is going to be an incredible 2-day event. And again, the theme behind it is finding the Creator through creation. Because while we're all investigating the earth and the sun and the moon and the stars, understand that someone created it. And we all have the realization that they're hiding God. The question is why? What is it about this Creator that they're hiding? Is it something different that people are not used to? There must be something significant with the Creator if the world is going to a big level to hide Him. And again, understand, as it's supernatural, there's also an opposing force behind it. It's not merely men that have orchestrated this grand deception. There's a spiritual nature behind it. But if all of a sudden the entire intent is to keep this truth from the world, why? Because this truth isn't just about the earth. It's about the Creator that created this earth. So understand that we're on a quest as we continue. It doesn't matter where you're on your journey. Eventually, you're going to get more, or you should, more fascinated with the Creator that's behind the creation. Let's learn about the creation because there's clues about Him who created it. And again, I think we're going on a fantastic journey, and I'm so happy that everyone is here. Thanks again for coming. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you. I want to bring on, as the staple of pretty much all the Flat Earth International conferences, the one I put in charge. He's become an incredibly close friend, a brother. He's the master of ceremonies for the entire 2 days. You guys are in store for some incredible surprises, some amazing workshops and presentations. I want to introduce Mr. Rick Hummer. How's it going, man? Thanks for everything. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
The awkward silence of the guy with the mic. Hi, everybody. I now have a microphone. You know, I got to say this. Dallas is not a warm place, temperature-wise, but the people are great. I got to say this. This has been a wild ride, and what Robbie just went over, that's kind of what I've always wanted to put out there about this whole movement, if that's what you want to call it. All I can tell you is that there's a common denominator that we all have, and that's that we don't see that lie that they've been telling us as truth any longer. The ball, the whole heliocentric, whatever you want to call it, it's madness, especially when you start looking at it. And that's one of the things that somebody asked me this last night, and I'm so appreciative of having the extra time and coming in early and seeing people, because it really gives us time to actually just kind of chill out, look each other in the eye and go, yeah, this is why we're here. A lot of people think that this is a big joke and it's a big game, and I don't come to these conferences, and I'm not trying to be preachy here or anything like that, but I don't come to these conferences to go party and have a great time and talk about stuff that I used to do. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm done. I really don't. I want to grow, and I want to continue to learn. And one of the things that I want to say is that if I'm in the same place that I was 4 years ago after learning this, the exact same place, I haven't done exactly what I think the Father's trying to get me to do. And a lot of people have a problem when we bring up the Creator in all of this. But yet, the people that know that these lies have happened, they actually are waking up because somebody ordained it. Nothing happens without His ordainment. Nothing. Nothing at all. Now, does that mean that, this is crazy? No, it's not crazy. It means that Somebody cares for you enough to let you see what's really going on. Truly. He lets you see what's going on. You can see right through the deception. And then when your mouth starts moving, he gives you a sword.
Do you need this? Do you need this back?
Robbie's mic's on, by the way. Robbie's hot. I can hear him. And no, I don't need this. We need him. What I will say is this. I am so appreciative of these conferences. I'm so appreciative of the people and the faces and the hard work that goes into it and the traveling and the excruciating thing that these conferences may do on some people's lives as far as the finances. It's like, I got to save up. I want to go to this. I've talked to people like, I can't even go. I can't afford it. I get it. I get it. But I will tell you this. It's one of these things that when you come here, and it sounds so silly and almost like it's like some type of cult. And we've all heard people say that. You guys are in some kind of cult. You know what? I've never seen such a happy group of people, and this isn't about going down a road of going, hey, I'm in a club. I'm in the Flat Earth Club. No, this is when I look some of these folks in the eye, and I'm going to bring this up too, but when I look everybody in the eye when I've seen them, I truly feel like this is more than just a conference. And I said this last year. It's like a family reunion in a way. I've been to family reunions in my life where you run into somebody that you haven't seen in years, but you're like, that's my cousin. I know you. And that's the same thing that I get when I get here. It's like I see these familiar faces, and I'm like, yeah, I know you. I may not have seen, has it been a year, really? It seems like last week. And it's just, there's this joy. There's a sense of joy. And when somebody wakes you up and says, look, the world's been a lie to you. You've been lied to. But yet here's this happiness that comes over you. And I think a lot of people are afraid to look into this because I think they are afraid that their life's going to end. And I feel like mine's just beginning. To know this stuff and to look at it, that my mind doesn't worry about who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's hot or who's not on the red carpet anymore. I don't care. What I do know is that my life has changed significantly since Rob Skiba ruined it. And that's the truth. And I know that there's a guy here this week, this big guy, and I've watched his journey happen. And it's been a pleasure to watch Owen Benjamin grow and wake up. And it's been a pleasure to watch many people do this, not just Owen, but I've watched Owen specifically because he came out of he's in the entertainment industry, and I worked in radio for years. I still work in TV. I work and do a small little TV show on PBS locally in my hometown, and what I can tell you is there's certain things I can't talk about there. Doesn't mean that I don't want to talk about it. But I know the second that I do, I can't, they're not going to let me get this on the air. It's not going to happen. But with Owen, he stepped up and he's like, no, I don't care. I'm just going to say it. And I see a lot of people out here doing the same thing. And I see a lot of folks that have actually probably have had their lives changed significantly. How many of you have been a Flat Earther more than a year? This will be fun. Okay, keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. I just want to see this for myself. This isn't planned. And I'm seeing who's wearing deodorant. 2 years. Wow. 3 years. 4 years. Wow. 5 years. 6 years. 7 years. How many hands are up? I see one. Just say, hey, if your hand's up. Say, hey, if your hand's up. That's it. Something's going on. By the showing of hands, something's going on. And that's the reality. Something's changing really quick. And one of the things that I know in the passages in the scripture that says is that in the last days, that God's Spirit will be poured out over all the nations. And I believe that God's Spirit is the Spirit of truth. And that's something that's going on inside of all of us. So we've got to, I'm not going to go through all the list of people that are here because I know there's a guy that's out here that's, I don't wish bad things on people, but Mark Sargent, he's not one of them either. I will say this, that, when I look at this and I look at these faces and I see everything that has gone on and the drama that's happened and this person saying something about this person and that person, Flat Earth is no different. You're going to have good, you're going to have bad, you're going to have good days, bad days, you're going to have good people, bad people. The bottom line is this: I encourage you all to continue on in your search for truth. Test everything. Test the spirit behind everything. Continue to grow. Continue to be a learner. Don't stop. Don't stop. But if there's one thing I can say to this, is that get your relationship right with your Father before you have to stand before Him and get called home, and then maybe asked to leave. And you won't be asked, and I say that with everything that I've got in me. And like I said, this isn't a game for me. Yeah, we're having fun. We're doing some fun things, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with telling the story and getting it out there. And Alan, I'm not going to play that video this time. We can do it tomorrow. I don't want to do it right now. Just so you guys know, I'm going to change that up. But I really wholeheartedly, while you're here, and I just ask for protection over all of us in our journey, that our Father would put angels of protection around us while this is happening. And if this is too churchy, too bad. I had lightning strike in front of my house a few years ago while I was reading something that came out of my hand, my own handwriting. And it's not a joke. But we can still have fun. We can have a great time. And obviously I've seen it happening, but I will say this. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than any of the speakers here. This is bigger than you. This is somebody else's plan. And we happen to be here at this time, and it's a wonderful place to be. And I couldn't ask for a more wonderful group of people to be with right now, because I've seen some of these faces, I don't know, 4 times now. And there's not enough. I can't wait to see you more and more. So once again, I just thank you for being here, and a wonderful time to be had the rest of this week. And I can't say it enough. This guy right here, when he came out with the video, Flat Earth Clues, I didn't know what I was getting into when I hit play the very first time, other than Rob Skiba said, "You got to watch it. You got to watch it." And that's exactly what I did. So I want to bring out to the stage a guy that's very special to me, a really good friend of mine who's working on a project with us now. And I just want to say, Mark Sargent, come on out, man, and tear this up.